after Afghan refugee women arrived in Saskatoon, their desire to connect with others, express themselves, build a community, and experience new cultures became apparent. Art emerged as an exciting platform to fulfill these needs. The Ribbon Skirt project is part of a series of creative activities for Afghan refugee women, a collaboration between the Saskatoon Open Doors Society, Halifax, Saskatchewan, and Sask Lotteries. It is led by immigrant artist Muveddet Al-Katib and Indigenous artist Honey Constant-Inglis, a Plains Cree heritage educator and community coordinator from Sturgeon Lake First Nation. The project also receives support from other immigrant artists, Yasaman Tarikatmanesh and Elham Zafaremelli. The artists, the Indigenous and Afghan women connected and learned from each other through the art of making, namely, as this story tells, crafting of ribbon skirts that were later exhibited at the BAM Gallery in Saskatoon.
This is the Newcomer Her Stories project through Halifax Sask and Saskatoon Open Door. It is a collaborative storytelling and art project with Afghan refugee women all ages. So we worked with Afghan refugee women for 10 months and we were featuring different projects during that time. And I was a lead artist. Also we have Alhan Yasaman as a newcomer artist. And we have a big group of women's teams that's helping the women, Nicole and Mariam, Albert Mary and Honey. And we did different projects during this 10 months. And now I think we're going to discuss what the ribbon skirt project we did with Honey.
Yeah,
it is very exciting, right?
It is. I can't believe it's over because I was really looking forward to our Saturday sessions together. And my favorite way to create, to bead, to sew is always around a table with other women. So it was always the highlight. So to see that it's done, it's over, and see everyone's finished pieces is wild.
Oh, that is so nice. So I would like to give you a little bit, background things, the relationship, because about this project about the relationships and connections. So my relationships to Honey as a friend and as an artist, we did another project through what is given as Saskatoon Public School actually, and how our relationship started. And that's why I strongly believe that art is not an object, it's the social necessity to connect and bring people together. So why and how I learned the ribbon skirt, first of all, I learned the ribbon skirt from Honey, and she was always wearing the ribbon skirts and talk about the ribbon skirts, and I was super lucky to be, surrounded with elders and to learn about Indigenous cultures. But as an immigrant, I always feel not belonging until I start to learn the Indigenous cultures. And Elder Mary mentioned that it's all about bringing the peoples and bringing the field and belongings too. And with Afghan refugee women, as you know, that they are resilient women, and they came from the war, and they are trying to make this place home. But without knowing these cultures and communities, you cannot make these places home. And it's the best way to know that, to learn the Indigenous culture. So Honey and I were talking about that, how we can connect two cultures together. So, and I brought up the idea about how about the ribbon skirt. But it's about not just the ribbon skirt, how we can, use the ribbon skirt as a metaphoric idea. This is the land, and it's going to be their new home, but also we are going to give them the opportunity to continue their language and culture. And with Honey, and she really loved the idea, and Elder Mary also, we were so pleased that they were welcoming our cultures, our handworks on the ribbon skirt.
tell you when I first moved to Saskatoon, how lost I felt. I was second oldest of 6 kids, come from a very busy household, to moving out to Saskatoon and hearing silence was a lot. So I forced myself to go out and make friends and find community. So when you invited me to have a part of this project, I wanted to make sure that people knew that they belonged here, that they had family. And that's the thing about our culture, hey, it's Wahkohtowin. Our relationships, our kinship extends to just the people around us and the things around us. So I was really honored and blessed to be part of your guys' community too, and continue to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all about the connections. If you don't feel belonging and you cannot make that place home. And Ribbon Skirt, I think, was a very powerful project and bring the people together.
Yeah.
So, and we make, and I will talk myself actually, you know, connections with you and elders and all the stories is connect me to this land more, because I don't feel I'm an outsider. And I know I'm just a guest here and welcoming and make home, and you will help me for that too. And that is the beautiful things. I want them to, our partners have this exact same relationship, but I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that you allow us to use our own traditional work. That is amazing, and how proud they are, right?
Yeah.
And using those mirrors and or evil eye and those art is really important for them too, because they bring something.
Yeah.
It belongs to them and their new home.
Yeah, it's like a meeting of our spirits, really.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. And one of the reasons is I would love to use those mirrors too, because first of all, it is part of the, you know, decorating the clothes, but also spiritual beliefs that because those mirrors is keep the negative, you know, evil eyes away from that person's.
Yeah.
And also when the people is looking at those mirrors, they are going to see their own reflections, and they have to always have to bring the good, you know, energy to them, because they are going to first see their self than other. And it is a very interesting story. You can always look that one. Yeah, spirit is very important for that, a good spirit. But I think, you know, our spirit is to reflect that one as well. We did so much laughing and, you know, crying. That is the best part too, because you remember that some of the part is it was silent, right? And their, you know, close one is you know, happened back home, and some days sad, but being together in the same room is they felt that they are not alone.
Yeah. Just being, even if it was silent, just being in the same room and knowing that you were never going to be alone, even in a new space, was, I think, like the most powerful part. But it was such a beautiful project to be a part of.
It was such a beautiful project. Even, you know, I wasn't speaking the same language with our participants, and you weren't speaking the same language, but the art is the universal language. It's like a breaking bread, and we were still laughing together. And sometimes we don't know what we are laughing for, but it feels like we need to laugh right now all together, right? It was the best part, actually, and that's why it is so many moments. And looking at those pictures and the feelings, how do, you know, women's faces changing that too. And they were very serious first, and I can look at all those pictures and end of the ribbon skirt. And do you remember the moments when they entered the park with the ribbon skirts?
Oh, yes. It was, I just remember feeling like I had my own things in my own life at the time, and I was finishing my schooling. And I think as soon as we got there, I was just, as soon as I saw those happy, like running, like little ones with their skirts, I was so overwhelmed. I just started wanting to just start crying, even cry right now. But it's seeing their hard work, their dedication, our cultures together. And it's, when we are creating something, we have this like belief that whatever you're feeling, whatever you're doing, whatever you're hoping you're dreaming gets put into that pieces. So you could feel all the love in those skirts as they were coming into the park for the first time. It was a lot.
Absolutely. And, you know, that was, I'm just going back to the earlier time too. Now the memory just came up, and the day is when Elder Mary was doing the smudging and, you know, praying. The room was silent, and every woman is taking a big pride of that moment. And still they are talking about that. And I remember the little boy was shy to get up, and he didn't understand why he is going to get up, because in their cultures the boys doesn't do too much, and usually the little girls is the first person to get up and do the stuff. But it was good, I think, the teaching moment for the little boys too. They have the roles in the family, and it's about the learning. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's about the learning.
That was so good. I remember like walking behind him and like kind of encouraging him. I'm like, you're doing great. It's great. Yeah.
That's a good moments, and so many good moments. I'm looking forward to create more good moments. I think this bridging and was very important. Hoping that we'll keep continuing with the newcomers and indigenous culture together, and also we are going to bring newcomers, cultures and language to allow them and give them a safe space to continue. That is very important.
Absolutely.
I got involved in this project because I was invited by Honey. I worked with her at Wahkohtowin, so her and I work well together. So she knows how I approach people and how I share with people. And I think she felt comfortable for me to come and spend that first time with all of you. And for you to learn our way, our culture, was so beautiful to watch. And thank you for all the women that got involved. Yes, I felt good. I felt good. The biggest thing I hope for each and every one of you that came and joined was the welcome and the feeling welcome, feeling you belong. I think for me that was a huge thing. That was a huge thing. And watching the women work, I definitely seen that feeling of you have a place of safety for one thing, and a place of being welcomed, yeah. And working together, us women, we need to work together, and that's what I seen that day. Yeah, it was wonderful, and it was so good. It was so good. A ribbon skirt for us is a significance of freedom. Especially the men, when you make their shirts, you hang the feathers, and the feathers catch the wind. It's a sign of freedom. Sign of freedom for us. And colors for us, there's significant meanings, Significant meanings. The white, the yellow, the red, and the blue, for us, they're significant ceremonial colors, we call them, So, for me, you see me not wear a ribbon skirt. I'm at the age where my many flowers you see are the many people that touch my heart through my life. Yeah, I don't need to wear ribbons anymore. I'm of age. I just say thank you to the many flowers I touched, and they touched my heart through the years. That's why I wear flowers. Yeah. You know what I've learned? We all have caring. We all have love. We do care. And no matter what, I watched my mother through the years when I was a child. No matter who came, no matter what time of day, she always welcomed them and gave them tea. I remembered. And sometimes she would give them food, and things years ago weren't plentiful, but she always managed to feed people that came to the house. And that's how I look at people today, If whenever you don't feel welcome, it's not right. It's not right. Our country is so huge that, so we welcome people. We welcome people with open arms, Because we all live through the same, where we have a time where we share and we should share.
Honestly, I've learned so much, or even just had so much affirmed, like so many thoughts that I had just about like human spirit, and the way that we connect with each other was kind of like solidified in this project, to see kind of like Muveddet mentioned earlier, a lot of the the women were kind of like quiet and serious at the beginning, and earning their trust, and rightfully so, right? A lot of these women came from places where it's not always safe to trust everyone. And so knowing that they have accepted me, in a sense, into their community is incredible. Like it's so wonderful to run into them in like a store or at a different program and have them recognize me and be able to greet each other. I learned how to say salom, which is hello in Dari, but also just, the resiliency of the human spirit and how much it means to be able to connect with people that are different than us.
راجع به دختن دامنا برای من خیلی جالب بود. شباهتی که بین فرهنگ من و این دختن لباس ها بود خیلی جالب بود. در افغانستان اکثر خانم‌ها دامن می‌پوشن و اینجا دقیقاً همون دامن اینجا استفاده می‌کنن. جالب بود برای من. و ما از این رمان‌ها استفاده می‌کنیم. مثلا در افغانستان از رمان‌ها در دامن خود استفاده می‌کنیم، اما اینطوری نه. یک شکل دیگه. شباهت زنانه را اینجا خیلی دیدم. شباهتی حس می‌کنم این شباهت نه تنها در افغانستان و مردمای بومی اینجا ختم میشه، بلکه شاید خیلی از جای دنیا اینطوری حتما هسته که زن حتما یک لباس خودخرد دارن.
I think the project turned out wonderfully. The community that was built, the cross-cultural bridging that was established, it's just the feeling of family that everybody has come away with is just wonderful. And more than we could hope for. It was a pilot project. We weren't really sure what we were going to see, so I'm just really pleased and really thankful for everyone involved.